Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss the topic iterative statements. There are two types of iterative statements, while loop and for loop. So today we will cover only the topic while loop. But before that, let us understand that what is known as an iterative statement. Sometimes in life, we do some of the tasks repeatedly. And this repetition of the same task again and again is known as iteration or a loop. For example, every month we used to pay our electricity bill with the help of any payment mode. Let's talk about Paytm. Once I pay my bill through Paytm, it provides me an option to repeat the payment again and again. If I click over there, then what will happen? Paytm will pay my bill every month and the amount will be deducted from my account automatically. So what Paytm is doing? It is repeating the task of paying my electricity bill every month. So this process is known as iteration, or we can say this is a loop. That Paytm has put my electricity bill in a loop, which is again and again repeating itself. Now, there are two types of iterative statements, while loop and for loop. And both the loops are known as entry controlled loop. What does it mean? Entry controlled loop restrict you to enter inside the loop if the condition is not satisfied. And if the condition is satisfied, we can easily enter inside the loop. Here in this, we will understand the difference between sequential statement and iterative statement. So let's take an example. I want to print a word Python 5 number of times onto my output screen. So I am writing the statement 5 number of times over there. And accordingly, this will be my output. But by writing 4 lines of code only, I can get the same result. Now the question can be put up by you that in sequential statements, we have written only 5 number of lines, and in iterative statements, we have written 4 lines of code. So it doesn't make any difference. But here it will make a difference, because the question is asking you to print Python 100 number of times. Now the code is here. In this code, I have written 100 number of times the same statement print Python. But is it really possible practically that I need to repeat the same statement 100 number of times or 1000 number of times or 2000 number of times? No. So for such problems, we have a solution, iterative statement. As you can see the code, in my previous example, I used 4 lines of code. Here also, I am using 4 lines of code. The only difference is, earlier I used my statement as, or I can say my condition as, I less than equal to 5. But in this example, I am changing the number 5 to 100. This is only the difference. So now let's understand the syntax of while loop. Here is the code. So let us understand the code line by line. First line is saying that I is a counter variable which is initialized as 1. Why are we calling it a counter variable? Take an example. Students, if your teacher is asking you that you have to repeat the same work 5 number of times in your notebook, so what will you do? You will write the work 1 time, then you will write the work 2nd time, then 3rd time, then 4th time, and at last 5th time. So every time you are writing your work, you are counting it. So similarly, here your I variable will count that how many number of times your loop is going to run. That's why we are calling it as a counter variable. Next statement is saying while I is less than equal to 5 and is ending with colon sign. So here while is a Python keyword and I less than equal to 5 is a condition on the basis of which you are going to decide that whether you are entering into the loop or not. As I told you earlier that while loop is an entry controlled loop. So if my value of I is 1, so I am going to check the condition over here that I is less than equal to 5 and the condition is pretty true. So I will enter into my loop. And once I'm entering into my loop, what am I getting? I'm getting two statements. Print I and I plus is equal to 1. These two statements are the part of my while loop. Why? Because I'm ending my while statement with a colon sign, which is saying that the block of statements inside the while loop is going to begin. And all the statements written inside my while loop are indented a little bit right hand side. Next, after my print statement, what is written? I plus is equal to 1. So I variable is my counter variable. Here at last, it is taking an increment. It can be decrement as well. It depends upon my program. So first time I is 1, next time it will become 2, then 3, then 4, and at last 5. So all the time, every time it is taking increment by one value. Let us understand the same program with the help of coding. So let's start with it. I is equal to 1 while I is less than equal to 5. This is my condition. So how many number of times my loop is running? It is going to run 5 number of times. Let's see how does it work. Print I and then I plus is equal to 1. Let's run it. F5. And here is your result. The first time, if I say that I is 1. So once it will come to my while loop, it will check the condition whether 1 is less than equal to 5 or not. And the condition becomes true that 1 is less than equal to 5. So if the condition is true, we are entering into the loop and we are printing the value of I. Right now my I is 1, so my output is 1. Next, it is taking the increment of 1 value. So I has become 2 over here. Please understand, I has taken an increment of 1 value, so it has become 2. Now it is again going and checking whether 2 is less than equal to 5 or not. And again the condition is satisfied. So we are entering into the loop and we are printing the number 2 because I is 2. In the next statement, it is incremented by 1. So I value has become 3. Once it will go again and check. Again, the answer is true. We are entering into the loop and printing 3. After increment, it has become 4. Now we will check the condition 4 is less than equal to 5 or not. The answer is true. So again we are entering into the loop and we are printing 4. Again it is taking an increment. So I value is 5. We will check the condition and it is true. Why is it true? As you know that 5 is not less than 5 but it is equal to 5. We are using both the operators together, less than and equal to. So 5 is equal to 5. So in this case again my condition is true and I am entering into the loop and printing I value as 5. Next time it will become 6. So I will go over there and will check 6. Whether 6 is less than equal to 5 or not. Here my condition becomes false. And once my condition becomes false, I am not supposed to enter into the loop. As I told you that while is an entry controlled loop which is dependent upon the condition. So this time my condition is not satisfied. So it is restricting my entry inside the loop. And here is my output, which is saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 altogether, but 6 is not printed as we have not entered into the loop. Let's come back. Here is an output. Take one more example and understand the same thing with the help of animation. So there is a little bit change. As in my this example, I have started my counter variable with I is equal to 1. But here in this example, I am starting it with 5. And in place of this increment, I am going to consider decrement of it. That means I am going to print my counting in reverse order. 5 to 1. So let's understand how does it work. This is my counter variable initialization. Secondly, I am checking the condition whether 5 is greater than 1 or not, because my value of I is 5. Then the condition becomes true. What will happen? We will enter into the loop. And after entering into the loop, what is happening? We have a statement print I, and I is 5. So first time it is printed as 5. Next statement is decrement by 1. So if I will be decremented, I has become 4. So this time it will go back to the while statement and will check whether 4 is greater than 1 or not. The condition is true, to enter into the loop and print 4. Then again it will be decremented by 1. So this time I has become 3. It will check 3 is greater than 1 or not. Answer is true. So we will again enter into the loop and I will be printed as 3. Next step, it will again take 1 decrement. So I has become 2. It will again go back and will check the condition. 2 is greater than 1 or not. Answer is true. Again enter in the loop and print 2. Take a decrement by 1. I value has become 1 now. So we will check whether I is greater than equal to 1 or not. And I value is 1. So 1 is not greater than 1, but it is equal to 1. So in this case also the condition is true. Enter inside the loop and print I as 1. Then it is again decremented by 1. So I has become 0. Now let's see. 0 is greater than equal to 1. The condition becomes false because 0 is not greater than equal to 1. So in this case, we are not going to enter inside the loop, but we are exiting from the loop. Because as I told you, this is my entry controlled loop. So if the condition is not satisfied, we will exit from the loop and nothing will be printed. There is one more variation. I can take else with while loop also. As we have learned this else along with if condition. But here in loop also I can use it along with while loop as well and as well as with for loop. So how does it work? F5, it will give me the same output. But if I change my condition as this, I have given I as 0 and in the very first time my condition is not satisfied. So I have not even entered once in my while loop. And in this case, nothing will be printed, but the control will get shift automatically onto my else part. And what will be printed in this case? Only a word finished. Let's see that. Here is your answer. Only finished. Because here in my while loop, I have not entered even once. Let's come back. So here we are going to learn while loop variations. There are 3 variations. First is loop with else. As we have discussed just now, that we can use else along with while loop. Second is loop without else. 2 examples we have already done where we have not used else. This is an example which is saying that print A to D character. So how does it work? Let's write the code for the same. I is equal to 65. Now, my while condition is while I is less than equal to 68. And then I'm going to print char of I. And then I will take an increment by 1. So this is my whole program, which will give me an output from alphabet A to alphabet D. Let's check it. F5. Here is my result. A, B, C, D. Now let's see that how does it work. As we all know that number 65 to 68, sorry, it's 97. Till then, it indicates alphabet A to alphabet Z, and that too in capital. This is my ASCII code internally. So once I'm taking my counter variable I as 65 and I'm going to increment it one by one. So what will happen? Very first time the condition will be checked as 65 is less than equal to 68 or not. Condition is true. So we are entering inside the loop and again we are getting 2 statements. My first statement is saying print char of I. See, this is char, not char, but the keyword is named as chr. So we will write in the same way char of I. So what will it do? It will convert. Basically, this is char of 65 because the I value is 65 right now. So it will convert the 65 into capital A, into the character format. And this process is known as conversion. And what type of conversion? This is explicit conversion. Right? Because forcefully I am converting my numeric number into alphabet. So this is my explicit conversion. After that, once it is printing A, it will take an increment over here and it will become 66. Now again my condition is true. So we are coming over here and in place of A, what will be printed? B. Then again it is taking an increment by 1. It will become 67. Condition becomes true. And char of 67 will be converted into capital C. Again it is taking an increment. It will become 68. Condition is again true. So we are converting 68 into capital D. Now when it is taking an increment now, so what will be the value of I? 69. So is 69 less than equal to 68? No. So this time we are not entering into the loop and my output will be restricted till D. It will not at all print character E. So let's move on. Infinite loop. Now there are 2 situations where my loop can become an endless loop. And how can it become? Let's see it. So I am going to write one code over here as I is equal to 1 while I is less than equal to 2 and then print I. After that, take an increment. Right. So what will happen? Let's see. It will print 1 and 2. But now what will happen if I'll make it a comment? That means there is no increment taking place in my while loop. Each and every time my condition will be checked as 1 is less than equal to 2 or not. because my I is not going to be incremented anyhow. So it will remain same as 1. And every time it is going to check the same condition, every time it is going to be satisfied, and this will become an endless loop. Let's run it. As you can see, every time 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 is printed. Second condition can be, if I say that I is greater than equal to 0, print I. And after that, let's take an increment by 1. So as you can see, that very first time also, it is 1 is greater than equal to 0. The condition is satisfied. So it will print what? It will print 1 as a result because I value is 1. Next time when the increment will take place, it will become 2, which is again a true condition. Next time it will become 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on. Each and every time it will be true. And if the condition is satisfied, I will enter again and again into my loop. So in this case also my loop has become an endless loop. So I hope this concept is clear to you. Let's move on. While loop with if condition. Now here we are going to discuss the case where we have inserted one if and else statement inside the while loop. So this is a program related to printing even numbers within the range 1 to 10. And we know that how to check whether a number is even or odd. And this is an output 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. If I count it on fingers, then also I know that what are the even numbers from 1 to 10. But how do we write the program? Let's understand this. So I'm going to clear it off. And I is equal to 1 because I have to check the even numbers within 1 to 10. So my while loop will run from 1 to 10 only, right? Because how many number of times it is going to be repeated is a part of my while loop, not my condition of checking whether it is even or odd. How will I check this condition? Using my if statement. If I modulus 2 is equal to 0. What does it mean? That if 1 modulus 2 is 0, then it will be known as my even number, otherwise not. So very first time my I is 1. So this is my condition. And if it will be true, what should be printed? Even. In the starting, I comma is equal to, yeah. And if the condition is false, then the cursor will shift onto my else block, and what will be printed? Nothing. So what can I write over here? I can only write I plus I plus is equal to 1. Here also in my if block, after printing something, I will take an increment. After this, after completing this if condition, I'm coming out from the loop and writing out of the loop, which is showing that my program is over and I have come out from the loop, right? So now let's dry run it. What will happen? Very first time my I is 1. So it will check 1 modulus 2 is equal to 0 or not. As we all know the working of modulus operator. Modulus operator performs division and display the remainder as a result. So if I divide 1 by 2, my remainder cannot be 0. So my condition becomes false over here. What will happen? It will jump onto else part and I will take an increment by 1. Once it has been incremented, the control will go on this block and will check 2 is less than equal to 10 or not. Condition becomes true. Now, inside my while loop, the control will directly come upon here and will check whether 2 modulus 2 is 0 or not. This time condition becomes true because 2 is completely divisible by 2. Now in this case, 2 will be printed as this. As I show you, 2 is equal to even, right? Again, after printing it, it is taking one increment. So I has become 3. So my condition is true again. 3 is less than equal to 10. After coming over here, it will be checked as this 3 modulus 2 is 0 or not. And the condition becomes false. We will jump upon else part where I is taking an increment. It has become 4. Now it will be checked as 4 modulus 2 is 0 or not. Condition becomes true. So what will be printed over here? 4 is equal to even. It will be checked for 5. In this case, the condition becomes false. Then it will take an increment. Then it will move on to 6. 6 modulus 2 is 0. Yes. So what will be printed? 6 is equal to even. Now increment will take place. We'll check for, I'm sorry. Let me do it again. Yes. So here 7 is less than equal to 10. Condition becomes true. We are checking 7 modulus 2 is 0 or not. Condition becomes false. So I will take an increment by 1. It will become 8. We are checking 8 modulus 2 is equal to 0 or not. Condition becomes true. And what will be printed? 8 is equal to even. Now again increment 9. Condition becomes true. Here condition becomes false. So it will take an increment but will not print anything. 10 modulus 2 is equal to 0 or not. Condition becomes true and it will be printed as 10 is equal to even. Next time it will again take an increment 11 and here the condition becomes false. So once the condition becomes false, it will not give an entry inside the loop. And inside the loop, because my condition is written, so no condition will be checked later on. So my answer will be this 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. Let's run it. And as you can see, the result is here along with out of loop. Second question is write a program to print all positive numbers. So let's do the changes in the same program quickly. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah. Now I want to run my program 5 times. Inside my while loop, I want to take one variable n, which is going to accept a number every time. How many times? 5 times. So enter a number. After entering a number, I will be checking whether n is greater than 0 or not. And if it is greater than 0, then the number is positive. This can be my condition to check whether a number is positive or negative. Yeah. If so, elif, again one more condition. If n is less than 0, then what will happen? I'm not going to print anything because my program is to print only the positive numbers. So here n will be printed. Yeah. So here in elif, I'm not going to print anything. There is one more else condition, that if my number is neither greater than 0 nor less than 0, that means my number is a 0, right? So what can I do? In that case also, my I will only be incremented. Nothing will be printed. We are only printing for positive numbers. So now let's run it once. F5. Invalid syntax. Okay. So let's run it. Enter a number. Let's say 2. So 2 is a positive number. If I check for -2, nothing is printed. If I check for 0, nothing is printed. If I check for 4, it is a positive number because this is greater than 0. So every time you are entering a number, it is only giving you result for positive number, right? Next time I am entering 7, so it is giving me positive. And now because 5 times my loop has been executed, so next time it will not accept any number. Let's move on. Write a program to print vowels out of a given character. Now we have to shift onto some string portions. So let's remove it. We can quickly do that. As I told you that I can take a variable char is equal to or I can accept input, enter an alphabet. So on the spot we are going to accept an alphabet, right? But before that I want to write I is equal to 1, and while I is less than equal to 5. That means 5 times I am going to accept the input in my program. So once my alphabet is entered, I have to put a check on it, whether it is a vowel or not. So how can we check it? If char is equal to capital A, E, I, O, U are my vowels, or char is equal to small a, because I don't know that at runtime whether I'll be inputting my capital A or small a or any character in capital or small. So I have to give all the conditions in this way, whether it is equal to E or not, whether it is equal to I or not. So how many OR statements will I join over here? Better that if I write in operator, there is an in operator. That means if char in A, E, I, O, U and A, E, I, O, U in small. So all the characters I have written together, capital and small. So if my char, the character which I am going to accept at the runtime, if it will vary between these alphabets which are written over here, then it will be printed as it is a vowel. It's a vowel. Otherwise, not. So if it is a vowel, then what can be done? I will take an increment else. And if it is not a vowel, then only the increment will take place. Nothing will happen. And this time I'm not going to print anything outside my while condition. So let's run it. F5. It is asking me, let me adjust the screen once so that it will be clearly visible to you all. Enter an alphabet, G. Just wait, G. So nothing is printed because G is not a vowel. If I print I, it's a vowel. A, it's a vowel. Capital E, it's a vowel. If I say T, nothing is printed. And all my 5 times are also over, because I gave my condition till 5. So my loop ran 5 times, and after that it stopped accepting the input from the user. So I hope, children, that the concepts are clear to you. Do practice. Thank you so much.